Hey guys, welcome to this week's review of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 2, Episode 16. Whoa, let's get into it. Now, I know I didn't review last week's episode. I don't know what it was, but maybe because it's the holidays, I don't know. I wasn't really inspired. It was an okay episode, but it was a bit repetitive. You know what I mean? But it's a new week and a new episode, so yeah, let's get started. So it's Seth, it's his birthday, his 49th birthday, so Meredith throws a birthday party for him and invites all the ladies except Jen, obviously. I don't know, okay, Seth is not my husband, right? I get that, but I don't like him. I don't know, I don't like his quote-unquote jokes. You know, he kind of comes off as one of those people that they think they're being funny, but then they're low-key kind of being creepy. He's one of those people that really, they can cross the line, but you know what? Meredith seems to think he's funny. I don't know if she really thinks he's funny. She just kind of goes like, ah. No, let me do it properly. She goes like, ha, ha, ha. Okay, she doesn't go like that, but you get what I mean. You know, one of those fake laughs. I don't know. Meredith is kind of hard to read sometimes, right? But you know what? Meredith and Seth and their children are very attractive. They are a beautiful family. So let me end it on a positive note, right? So yeah, I mean, Jen is kind of upset because she wasn't invited to Seth's birthday party. And I don't understand why. And I don't understand why Heather and Whitney are feeling some type of way about it. I mean, they don't like each other. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody has to get along. And it's not like Jen is the most likable person in the room, right? She's absolutely not. So I don't know why they're surprised. I really don't. It is what it is. And I used to like Whitney, not so much. And Heather, I don't know. I'm really over them because I feel like, I don't know, they have this hard on for Lisa, right? They want to make Lisa this super bad guy, and I don't know, with them and their theories and their plots and their scheming, and like, they're all over the place to me, because now they're kind of trying to make it like Meredith and Mary teamed up to kind of get Jen arrested, right? Which is, okay, my gut is telling me that's bullshit. I'm sorry. Now, I understand I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I accept that. But I just kind of feel like Meredith and Whitney, not Meredith and Whitney, Whitney and Heather are kind of just reaching for whatever reason. You know what I mean? To kind of, I mean, I don't know what they're really doing. Maybe they're trying to make an interesting scene. Maybe they're trying to kind of tie everybody together. And even though I understand they are a necessary evil, I just find them really manipulative. And they kind of try to paint everybody as this terrible person, and then that they're the good guys and that they're the honest ones. But I don't know, at this point, they're just coming off as mean girls. You know, they're not any better than Lisa at this point. You know, they're not any better than Meredith. They're not any better. Well, I mean, I don't think they're as bad as Jen and Mary. I'll give them that. But, you know, nobody's hands is clean. The only person that really maybe is consistent is Jenny, but she's new, right? I feel like Jenny is the only one that is consistent with everybody. But it is what it is. So they have their cute little party. I mean, I don't know. Like, Seth is so weird talking about Whitney's cleavage all the time. I mean, Meredith must feel very, 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 very secure in her marriage. And if she's secure in her marriage, even though they separated, like, what, not too long ago, a year ago, I don't know. But listen, whatever. Moving on. Right? What else happened? So the guys got together and they decided that since Mother's Day is coming up, they're going to have all the ladies go on a trip to somewhere. Who knows? Right? And it's weird because it's like, I kind of feel like with these trips that the producers plan it. So it's kind of weird to have the husbands in on this now. So, whatever. I'm all over the place with this review. What happened at this party? I'm trying to remember. Do 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 do. Yeah, not much. I feel like it's the same thing kind of over and over again. It is interesting, but it's kind of like this slow burn and this build up, right? Because it seems like next week's episode is going to be very, very entertaining, right? So, okay, I'm done with the party, whatever. So they're gonna go somewhere, and I guess they're taking the bus. And it's funny because it's like the same driver as last time when they were going to Vale, where Jen got her. Well, she didn't get arrested on camera, but Homeland Security came and everything like that, right? So it's funny. It's the same driver, same bus, same everything, right? And yet again, please ignore that notification. And yet again, Mary and Meredith are not on the bus, right? And one, I think Mary is very, very bougie, right? Plus, Mary doesn't like anybody. Mary only likes Meredith, now that I think about it. Yeah, I feel like Meredith is the only one that Mary really talks to. Plus, like I said, Mary is bougie. I don't feel like she's the type of person to sit on a bus for how many hours with people that she doesn't like. And Meredith really doesn't like Jen. Now, at Seth's birthday party, Whitney asked her, like, is there more to the story that we're not getting? Because why are you so mad at Jen? Because it seems like you guys she apologized to her, whatever, right? So why is she still holding on to it? And Meredith kind of alluded to there's more to the story, right? And we know that Meredith hired a personal investigator, right, to investigate Jen. And the investigator came to the conclusion that Jen was the one behind the social media threats between the social media threats towards her children, right? So, I mean, I can understand why you wouldn't want to F with that person, right? If you feel or you believe that they're coming for your children and hitting below the belt, right, then at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? But I don't know, to be so bothered that you can't go on a bus with Jen, you know what I mean? You guys are filming a show. If this was real life, then it is what it is, right? She probably wouldn't even be hanging out with the group, to be honest. But when you're filming a show, it is kind of the norm. Like, yeah, you're gonna be around people that you don't like, right? So I do think it is not necessarily unfair, but it is kind of unfair because the other ladies are filming, the other ladies are making a scene, right? But you are kind of just copping out because you don't like this one person. So I don't know, maybe there's something more to it. She did more dirt, I don't know, where she's like, I really don't want to F with Jen. And like I said, I understand why Meredith doesn't like Jen. I'm not saying that Meredith has to like Jen, but I do think it's a little bit unfair. And same with Mary as well. You guys are filming a show, right? I do think it's not professional, right? You guys, ladies on this show are forced to film with people that they don't necessarily like. It is what it is. It isn't fair for the other ladies to show up, right, and film, and then because you guys don't like one person or two people, you're gonna be like, well, I'm not gonna show up. You know what I mean? But who wants to ride on a bus for how many hours when you can just hop on a plane? I mean, if that is an option for you, I don't necessarily blame them. And to see the way that Jen carried on at that bus, I may have to take what I just said back, right? I can maybe then understand why you wouldn't want to be in close quarters with a Jen, right? So, yeah, they are on the bus, and the trip starts off really well. Jen is in good spirits. She's dancing. She has her maraca. She's shaking it. And it's like, okay, wow, everybody's in a really good mood. And I don't know what happened, but I guess they started talking about Meredith and Mary and them not being on the bus, and things just went completely left. Like, if Meredith is mad at Jen, Jen is definitely mad at Meredith. And I don't understand. Okay, I was about to say I don't understand why Jen is mad at Meredith. I mean, if someone hired a personal investigator on me, would I be upset? Yeah, I mean, that is kind of weird. Now, initially, I didn't believe that Mary and Meredith reported her to the police. I still don't really believe that. I think that's silly. And when Heather's like, how did they know that we were going to be at Beauty Lab? It's like, dude, you're filming a show, right? It's not just you guys. You have cameramen, you have producers, you producers' assistants, cameraman, sound people. Like, you have a whole cast and crew of people. I don't think it would be that hard to find out the filming location. You know what I mean? Like, it could be so many different people. To blame it on Mary and Meredith, I'm not saying it's not them, right? But I'm going to need, if you're going to make an allegation like that, you're going to need to provide more hardcore evidence, because that's a serious accusation. And that's why it's like, I'm over Heather and Whitney, because it's like, come on, you can't put that on somebody and you don't have proof. Like, well, whatever. So, I guess Jen is upset with that. Jen is upset that she wasn't invited to Seth's birthday party, right? I guess, I don't know why Jen is so upset with Meredith. Okay, I understand maybe you don't like Meredith, right? Or you think Meredith is being a hypocrite because she's best buds with Mary. And Mary, I'm sorry, I do like Mary for some odd reason, but Mary is just as scandalous as Jen. Let's just be real. So, yeah, I mean, it is kind of hypocritical, right? Where you want to say that I don't want to deal with Jen, but you're going to deal with Mary. I get that. But I don't understand why Jen is just so upset. And not only is Jen so upset with them, right? She decides that she's going to take it out on Lisa. And listen, I like Lisa. Is Lisa perfect? No. But I don't know, Lisa is giving me very much underdog, because all the ladies are ganging up on Lisa all the freaking time and making Lisa the bad guy. And this is just another example of that. I don't understand why Jen is going to blame Lisa for what Meredith did. Go yell at Meredith like that. Go get in Meredith's face like that. Go get in Mary's face like that. Why are you screaming and yelling at Lisa? Lisa is not responsible for Meredith's actions, right? And to be honest, Lisa has had Jen's back. She has. And that has hurt her relationship with Meredith, right? Like, I remember at the beginning of the season, Lisa really, really, really went out of her way to mend the relationship. Right? Even when Jen was yelling and screaming, the same thing now, right? I remember, I guess, when they went ice fishing and Jen was screaming and cussing her out, saying, "Get away from me," and, just being extra. Lisa didn't run away. Anybody else would be like, okay, well, F you then. I'm not dealing with you. You're nuts. But Lisa stood by her and had patience with her, right? Oh my gosh. And it's like, okay, fine. When Jen got arrested, Lisa was not the first one there by her side. And okay, I understand you being hurt by that. But you can also understand, Jen, that you are an asshole. You've been consistently an asshole to Lisa. So, as you are now, and you're not even mad at her for something that she did. You're mad at her for something that Meredith did, and you're basically saying, like, you either choose me or you either choose her. You can't be both our friends, which is absolutely ridiculous, because earlier on in the season, Meredith could have said the same thing. You either are my friend or you are Jen's friend. And Lisa decided that she's going to figure out a way to be both people's friends, right? Even though, let's be real, Jen treats her like crap, and Meredith, I wouldn't necessarily say that Meredith treats her like crap. I think Meredith was kind of turned off by her because she did feel that she chose Jen over her, right? So, but to be honest, when Heather or Whitney or whoever are, picking at Lisa, Meredith doesn't say anything. Meredith doesn't stand up for Lisa. So kind of, it seems like Lisa's out on the cold and she has nobody, right? But then she's getting yelled at and blamed for everything. It's just, oh my gosh. And then, of course, by the end of the episode, I don't know what's wrong with Jen. Jen is screaming up in Lisa's face as if she wants to fight, which is like, you are under investigation right now. You've been arrested. Okay, you have a case going. Why would you get into a fight on camera? It's... Oh my gosh. Like, on camera, you're getting into a fight with Lisa, who didn't do anything to you. And it just shows how emotionally unstable and unpredictable Jen is in that moment. And it's kind of like, I hope Jen is watching herself, right? And she's seeing how she's coming across, and she's like, oh my gosh, wow. I need help. I need to work on that. But oh my gosh, I can't even imagine what Jen is going through, whether you're guilty or not guilty. I could imagine, like, being investigated, going through all that, paying for lawyers, millions of dollars. You have to downsize, right? Even though, that house, that mansion she's in, or chateau, she's renting that. So, but that's another story, right? But I can understand it's really, really stressful. But the issue is that she's been like this for a while now. She's been like this last season. Okay? She's been like that at the beginning of this season. This is how Jen is. It's not necessarily because she was arrested. This is how she acts. This is how she treats people. And then she wants to cry and get upset when people don't want to be her friend or don't have loyalty towards her. Where's her loyalty towards people? And even with Meredith, she is the one that betrayed Meredith to start with. She's the one that went on camera and kind of implied that Meredith was cheating on her husband, even though her and Seth were separated at the time, right? So she was being messy first. And once Meredith found out, she didn't want to have anything to do with her. So it's like, you treat people like crap, people react, and then you turn around and play the victim when they don't want to deal with you anymore. And this is what she's going to do with Lisa, because she's going to push Lisa to that point where Lisa's going to be like, you know what? F you. I'm not going to have your back. I'm not going to want to deal with you. And then, of course, Jen is going to go and cry and say, nobody likes me. Well, hello, you need to watch the show, Jen. You need to really watch the show. She is a lot. And I don't know, she seems like she has a lot of good qualities, but she's not able to control herself emotionally when she gets upset. And this is just another example of that. And I just feel like I don't even find Jen entertaining. It's like, I wanted to like her the first season, but no, I don't find her entertaining. I don't think she should be on the show. And you know me, I can be like, well, you don't know me, but like, how I feel is that I don't have to necessarily like someone to acknowledge that they're good for the show. But at this point, I don't like Jen, and I don't think she's good for the show, simply because she's not safe. She's not safe at all, and with shows like this, yeah, conflict is a main part. And every time you're going to have a conflict, you're going to yell and scream and get in people's faces. No, no, right? Like, so we're going to see next week's episode how this all turns out. Plus, if you guys remember in the trailer, we do get a scene with Jen confronting Meredith because they think that Meredith is the one that reported her to the police. So at this point, I don't believe that. But listen, if we get information next week episode that proves the contrary, that, you know what, I'll believe it. I'll take that, and then we'll discuss it when that time comes. But I do at this point feel like everybody is just reaching. So yeah, that was it for the review. Yeah. I don't think I'm missing anything, really. But, oh yes, I wanted to talk about this. Can you guys believe that Mary is not coming to the damn reunion? Well, I think they filmed the reunion already and Mary wasn't there. That is absolutely so disappointing. It's so disappointing because I feel like Mary made up a large portion of the season, of the storyline. So if she is not there, I still think it will be an interesting reunion. Don't get me wrong. But it's like, oh, Mary was such gold last reunion. Like, Mary was the highlight for the last reunion. So it's really, really sad for her not to be at this reunion. But at the same time, I can kind of understand why. Because Mary is very unfiltered. And for the first season, she really wasn't in a lot of episodes, right? So at the reunion, she definitely was not really the main topic. So I guess it was kind of safe for her to be there. But this season, nah. Because they're going to be asking her about that church. And Mary doesn't have a filter. I feel like Mary would just expose herself. To be honest, I feel like Mary would incriminate herself at the reunion if she was there. So it's probably not smart for her to be there. And I don't think Mary is a great person. I'll say that, right? Mary is definitely one of those people that, I do like Mary, but I don't like Mary at the same time, But I do acknowledge that she is good for the show. But I wouldn't be surprised if she's not going to be back for next season, to be honest. I just feel like she's too volatile. She's too unfiltered. It's not even that. She's just too sketchy. There's too many things about her. She's too sketchy. It's not smart. I don't even know why she would sign up for a show like this. I think initially she was supposed to be a friend of the show. I think she was supposed to be a friend of Jen, really, which is funny. Or maybe she was supposed to be a friend of Whit. I don't know. I think she was supposed to be a friend of the show. And of course, the producers were like, wow, she's gold. And they gave her an expanded role. So maybe when she initially signed on, she was like, okay, I'll film a few scenes here and there, get a little bit of exposure or whatnot, right? And when they wanted her to be a full-time housewife, I guess she was like, sure, but she didn't really. It's a lot. It's a lot, and it's not for everybody, and I don't think it's for Mary, and I don't think it's for Jen. It could be for Jen, but I think Jen definitely needs some therapy, and she needs anger management. Okay? I think once she does that, and once, if she's innocent and she beats the case or whatever, I do think she could work, but she needs to figure out her emotions. I will give Jen kudos because she did show up to the reunion. She could have backed out too, but she showed up. So it is what it is. I can't wait for the reunion, but I'm still sad that Mary isn't going to be there, But yeah, I get it. Anyways, guys, that was my review. I know it was all over the place. See you guys. Bye.